because you are the Mrs. and you got them wrapped around your finger because you are the necessary Negro. Well, one officer Tatum done got his wake-up call. You know what? There's nothing more pathetic than a butt-dancing, ass-kissing Uncle Tom Super Sambo who has deluded himself into thinking that when things get thick, he can start yelling racist. Believe it or not, Officer Brandon Buck Dancing Tatum, y'all, who has made his entire
what the white supremacists are doing to our favorite sellout, Officer Tatum. You would think after 10 plus years of committed and resilient bootlicking, they would have a little bit more respect for him, man. I kind of feel bad for the dude, bruh. See, he's learning a hard lesson that we've been trying to teach him. And that lesson is nobody respects a sellout. They might use you as a token, but nobody respects somebody who would trade on their own people. So of course, they were bound to disrespect you and turn on you at some point. You were never their friends, no matter how hard you tried to be. When it came to speech and rhetoric that violently assaulted black folks' right to just live, they was all on board. Like, they was all cool. They was on the same page. They was rallying together. But the unity is no longer a thing once the boogeyman changed. They did their number on black folks, bro. You could call a black man the hard ER on Twitter in public. Nothing would happen to you. You could violently call a 5-year-old disabled child the hard ER. You gonna get $700,000. They've done a number on black folks. So now there's really no point in like stomping on black folks some more. So now they found a new boogeyman. And with that boogeyman though, there's some divide here. Because people like Officer Tatum, their only mission in life is to grift. It's the grift. So Officer Tatum was supposed to be united with these people on the far right. So when they look to their left and they see Officer Tatum is taking some dollars from BB, reportedly $7,000 per video, they now look at Officer Tatum how we look at him, a sellout. And now, oh, they're giving it to him, bro. Here is Nick Fuentes on Twitter recently calling Officer Tatum a word that black folks been calling him for decades. Well, a decade, I should say, not decades. Right, let me not put some extras on it.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Pro upper nigga 6 7 cent $20. Brandon Tatum got to be one of the biggest retards with his Israel stance. The guy had nothing to refute Myron. Myron hit him with fact after fact and he had absolutely nothing other than a disagree, and that's not true. Spoiler, it was true. Dude sold out to Israel for 5 bands in a Snickers bar. Pretty sad. Stay safe, Nick.
Thank you, man. Yeah, dude, he's a that is a straight up that's just what he is. He does it for free. He goes, I don't take money from Israel. I don't take money. Oh, you do it for free then? Wow. Wow. Good boy. Good boy. Wow. Good job. Good job, Ossifer. Ossifer, please. I can't breathe. Ossifer. Good job, Ossifer Tatum. You do it for free. Good boy. He's shilling for Israel for free. Don't even need to get paid. That's a good boy.
Julia Stokes at $25.
10 years of disparaging black folks, selling out, shucking and jiving, and this is what they call you when you're not in the room. They're just not doing it publicly, but trust me, they've been thought this about you. They was calling you this when y'all was on the same page. They're not just saying it publicly because...
Y'all, hold on. I got to pull up, I got to pull up the original audio of, what's the name? Black Authority, bro. This shit is going down. Officer Tatum, I've been cooking Officer Tatum for the last, couple of months, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Ain't the perfect timing, Officer Tatum. You got your nigga wake-up call right in time. Right in time. I got to pull up the original audio of, let me pull this shit up. This boy got this nigga wake-up call right on time. Yeah. Right when I started getting on your motherfucking back, fam. That's crazy. Let me plug in. I'm on the laptop, Mike. My bad, y'all. I ain't plug in. All right, I got to pull up the real audio. Give me a second. Because I was going to use my audio, but that shit ain't crisp enough. All right. Matter of fact, it should be in my fucking history. Black Authority was lighting that ass up, bro. Me and my girl was sitting here like, God damn. He was lighting that boy ass up. All right, hold up. There you go.
Tonight on the Black Channel.
Hey!
Well, what happens when you tell yourself that you live in an alternate reality and you just got everything pat down? And the white supremacists, and you got them wrapped around your finger because you are the necessary Negro. Well, one officer, Tatum, done got his wake-up call. You know what? There's nothing more pathetic than a buck-dancing, ass-kissing Uncle Tom Super Sambo.
Thanks.
Who has deluded himself into thinking that when things get thick, he can start yelling racism. Believe it or not, Officer Brandon Buck-Dancing Tatum, y'all, who has made his entire reputation saying there ain't no systemic racism, ain't no racism, black folk need to quit whining and moaning and complaining, talking about racism, just get out there and get to work. What he's revealed is that like all these coons out here, yeah, he really only says that garbage when he thinks the white supremacists are attacking everybody else. But it just like Skip Gates, Candace Owens, and all the rest of these coons, the jig is up. You show that you know racism exists. You just think you're playing the game. But the moment that they turn their sights on you, all of a sudden it flips. Now, for those of you who don't know or unaware, we'll just go ahead and get into it.
Hit that thumbs up, y'all.
One of the first tweets that happened is because of this Jake Shields. Jake Shields used to be a UFC fighter. Now he's just a former mixed martial artist, current full-time white supremacist. And his record is this stuff is just it's so damn long and lengthy. It would deserve its own program. All you need to know is Jake Shields is a former UFC fighter and current white supremacist. And he's been saying racist stuff, white supremacist stuff the entire time. This is not new from Jake Shields. He's been doing this stuff going back years and years now. Well, Officer Tatum wound up being in Jake Shields' crosshairs because Jake Shields don't like blacks and he doesn't like Jews either. Well, Officer Tatum Israel's done a whole lot. You know, they've been paying social media influencers. Tatum claims he wasn't paid the $7,000 they're offering, but nobody believes he hasn't been compensated, hadn't been paid. So now he's basically, he went to Israel and...
Hold on, y'all. I got to get back. Hold on, give me a second. I got to get back to...
I wasn't spitting on me, you know.
I got to get back to Nick Fuentes right quick. This shit fucked me up right here, bro. We gotta play that again, y'all.
Nick Fuentes on Twitter recently calling Officer Tatum a word that black folks been calling him for decades.
Decades?
Well, a decade, I should say. Not decades. Right, let me not put some extras on there.
Pro Upper Nigga 6-7 sent $20. Brandon Tatum got to be one of the biggest retards with his Israel stance. The guy had nothing to refute Myron. Myron hit him with fact after fact and he had absolutely nothing other than a disagree, and that's not true. Spoiler, it was true. Dude sold out to Israel for 5 bands in a Snickers bar. Pretty sad. Stay safe, Nick.
Thank you, man. Yeah, dude, he's a cook.
Shit.
That is a straight up.
Damn.
That's just what he is. He does it for free.
Damn.
He goes, I don't take money from Israel. I don't take money. Oh, you do it for free then? Wow. Wow. Good boy. Good boy. Wow. Good job. Good job, Ossifer. Ossifer, please. I can't breathe. Ossifer. Good job, Ossifer Tatum. You do it for free. Good boy. He's shilling for Israel for free. Don't even need to get paid. That's a good boy.
Julius Stomp sent $25.
The
Day
best.
2 of asking
10 years of disparaging black folks, selling out and shucking and jiving, and this is what they call you when you're not in the room.
Hey, Flacco looks so happy. Flacco look happy as hell, bro. Hey, Officer Tatum, man, you let me down, bro. You let me down.
They're just not doing it publicly, but trust me, they've been thought this about you. They was calling you this when y'all was on the same page.
Right.
They're not just saying it publicly because you and them no longer agree. And the thing is, people like Officer Tatum will be so quick to say, oh, I never fit in because I always had a difference of opinion, so them black folks never respected me. They called me names. They bullied me for having a difference of opinion, yo. And that's why I'm MAGA now. Which, hey, listen, man, if you MAGA, be MAGA. Like, nobody cares that you're conservative or you're right wing or you're MAGA. What people care about is you could be those things while still being proud of your blackness, while still not disparaging black folks, right? Officer Tatum didn't know that line. Yo, Officer Tatum watched a woman get shot to death in her kitchen, unarmed. The only weapon she had was a pot of water, apparently, which she ain't even pick up. He watched her get shot to death in her kitchen with no weapons but a pot of water, and Officer Tatum said the shooting was justified.
Right.
There was no saving that man. Officer Tatum thought he was a white man, bro. He thought he had blonde hair and blue eyes in this country. Another white supremacist called Jake Shields. He quote tweeted this, and he says, how much do you think Israel pays this rack? You know what's next. I can't say it on YouTube, right? I'm trying to stay monetized. They're in plain sight letting Officer Tatum knows you was never one of them. Now, they're probably even more pissed off, to be honest, because from their perspective, bro, we knew you were a sellout when you turned on your own people, but we let you in the good old boy club. And then you gonna do us how you did black folks? You gonna turn on us how you turn on black folks? Oh, they must be irate right now. Now, here's the thing. Officer Tatum, and this is where it gets even funnier, okay? And this always happens, by the way.
Yes, it does.
While Tatum is getting assaulted verbally online, right? While they're calling him outside of his name, Officer Tatum then tries to rally black folks to stick up for him. The same.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. Yes, as soon as the white people they've been kissing up to make them feel like a real nigger in front of everybody, then they want to holler out racism, and then they want to come back to us, the same people they said was shit, to ask for help.
Black people that he has spent a decade disparaging, attacking, violently assaulting our right to just live.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Those same black folks, he tried to rally behind them. He tries to utilize a mechanism that he spent a decade tearing down. Tatum then tries to weaponize cancel culture by using the word racist, or he tries to shame them for being racist, as if he didn't work tirelessly day and night to make sure that word means nothing anymore.
All right.
So Tatum says, look at this racist in response to Jake Shields. They hate the Jews so much they start going crazy and showing their true colors. Homeboy out here calling a black man rat, cool. You know what that word is? What a coward. But Tatum didn't stop there. Tatum then begins to try to shame Jake Shields into being a racist by digging up old tweets. It sounds like a Democratic thing to do, right? Dig up old tweets to get somebody canceled. But that play don't work no more, Tatum, right? Because of you. So Tatum tries to pull up old tweets to further shame and label Jake Shields a racist. So in response to Jake Shields commenting under that Officer Tatum post and saying, I'm not racist against blacks, but you are a textbook definition of a raccoon. You support genocide for blank. So Tatum thought he ate with this one. Tatum thought, oh, I got him now.
Whoa.
He reposted a screen.
I say nigga all. Whoa.
Screenshot with the caption, is this you, Jake Shields? Look pretty racist to me. And the screenshot is Jake Shields saying that he says the hard ER all the time. Now, Jake Shields is a white supremacist. Jake Shields is a racist, right? However, Officer Tatum thought that this was the trump card. He thought it was 2020 again. Tatum doesn't realize that his decade-long bootlicking and the countless of videos that he made disparaging black folks for asking not to be called hard ER, for trying to cancel people, for disparaging black folks in public, for trying to create consequences, for insulting and calling black folks the hard ER and disparaging us and talking to us as if we aren't humans, you know, quote unquote snowflakes. Yeah, those videos you made attacking those black folks, Tatum, it contributed to a climate where this screenshot means.
We got it queued up right now, Black. That's what we got. We got it queued up. Matter of fact, let's get back to some of it because he's really covering the Jake Shields shit, but he did a better job of it. Here it goes right here. Let's get to it.
I mean, that's literally what happened. He said they spit on him when he came over there. He was coming over there to kiss their butts, and they wound up spitting on him. Literally spitting on him. So, anyway, they got that smoothed over with him, and Jake Shields is like, well, how much do you think Israel pays this coon?
Whoa.
Oh, man. Now, this is the white dude. This is Jake Shields, one of Brandon Tatum's. He never had a problem with Jake Shields before. Everything's cool. Everything's straight. White supremacists, and we ain't worried about that. Y'all niggas y'all just sensitive. If black folk can say nigga. What? Oh, no. You gonna get drugged. Why, Officer Tatum is one of these, if black folks can say nigga, why can't white folks? Y'all, you should be doing that right there. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna let the white man have you. I'm gonna let him have you. Since that's the side of the fence you on, I'm gonna let the dogs have you. And this was crazy, y'all. So Jake Shields says, how much do you think Israel pays this coon? And Tatum says, look at this, racist.
Nigga, what?
They hate Jews so much they start going crazy, showing their true colors. Homeboy out here calling a black man a coon. What a coward. People, I thought there wasn't no racism. I thought you just thin-skinned.
Yeah.
I thought there wasn't any white supremacy. I thought there wasn't any systemic racism. I thought they don't matter. Why don't you just ignore them? That's not a problem. People, just as soon as he got hit, all of a sudden racism popped.
I want to know what Officer Tatum felt like when these white people started coming out calling him a coon. Multiple white people that he respected because he was going around spewing out their rhetoric. I be wondering what these sellout coons like. Because, I mean, they're really irritating, bro. Anytime you can get a black dude up here to get on camera that has a bunch of influence to say that racism doesn't exist, to talk bad about the people who are killed by police officers unarmed and all that shit, it's very, very, very disgusting, right? But that moment when white folks spit in their face and call him a sellout coon, I just wish I could be right there in the room with him so I could just look at him.
Back into existence. Yeah, now that it's hitting him, all of a sudden that was all it took. Just like Skip Gates, ain't no racism. Get your hands behind your back, nigga. Racism!
Right.
Oh, so the rest of us weren't lying the whole damn time. So the rest of us weren't lying all this time. Yeah, as soon as they get him, now racism exists again. Oh, no, folks, this ain't a one-off. This is not a one-off. You see down here, old Jake Shields doubled down on it. Oh, Jake didn't run from it. This is a real white supremacist. He says it, he don't run from it. So if you want your white supremacy honest, Jake Shields is your Klansman. He's your dude. You see what he says down here? I'm not racist against blacks, but you're a textbook definition of a coon.
Facts.
You support genocide for shekels. Well, folks, I gotta tell you. I actually agree with Jake Shields. What?
Hey!
Folks, where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Where's the lie?
If you want me to go to war against Jake Shields for saying this, you got to tell me where the lie is.
Right.
Will someone please point out to me where Jake Shields is lying? Please somebody show me where Jake Shields is in error. If we gonna go to war.
This motherfucker Black Authority, man. You let me down, bro. You let me down, bro. That motherfucker right there.
And if you're going to tell me I got to go hammer and tong at him, okay, you got to show me where's the lie? Where's the error? Where's the mistake? Where is he wrong? Tell me about that. We don't even have to talk about justice, as a matter of fact. Show me where he's being unjust. But, yeah, first and foremost, by the way, where is Jake Shields lying? So I must say I have done a thorough review of the facts and the information as they currently sit before me. Jake Shields has been accused of racism for calling Brandon Tatum a coon. Well, he's anatomically correct, actually. He is anatomically and sociologically correct. So
right.
I'm trying to find out here what the mistake of error is. It's not a clerical error. It's not a typographical error. It's not an etymological error.
Right.
What's the problem here? Tatum don't like it. I mean, coons don't like stuff. Coons are always sensitive. They're always sensitive. So, yeah, there you got that. To the mods in the chat room there, go ahead and make sure you put Margatina J to the side. Looks like we're going to be talking to them before the program is over, so when I put up the Zoom there...
So I kind of like that, the way he do that, right? I guess the people that be trolling and saying stupid shit, he makes them call in and shit. You know what I'm saying? I guess, like, boot them out the chat or something, or put their name to the side, and then they have to call in and express their bullshit at the end of the show.
Margatina, don't worry about it. You will be invited probably here to sit back, smile, and dial. So do not worry. You wanted my attention. Oh, I think you're going to get it.
Yep.
I think you will have it. In any case, so Jake Shields said that, oh, Brandon Tatum's a coon. Brandon Tatum's like, who paying me? You see, this is where you get to this very embarrassing, humiliating stage.
Hey, hold on, y'all. I have Black Authority seen that Nick Fuentes called him a coon yet? Hold on, y'all. We got to go see if he responded to that yet. Because if he responded to Nick calling him one, I got to see that too. Let me see if he put a video up. Nope, there's no video. See if he did another live. Okay, hold up. Nah, so I don't think he got. I'm pretty sure he gonna jump on it though, man. I'm gonna be there for it.
When you get to this very embarrassing, humiliating stage of coonery, when you need need to be able to call out racism. You need to be able to call out the white. You need to be able to call in the cavalry and rally the troops. This is the moment where Officer Buck Dancing Tatum needs to be able to call in backup and reinforcements against white supremacy, and everybody looking at him like, nigga, we haven't seen the last decade of what you've been saying.
Right.
You have no reinforcements to call in.
Right.
You have no backup to call in. There is no cavalry for you. You are on your damn own. You have been disowned. You on your own, partner.
Facts.
And deal with it, nigga.
You're on your own. And this white man knows it. Just like Rabbi Shmuley did when he hoe-slapped Candace Owens. When he got up in there and was pimp-slapping the hell out of Candace Owens.
Right.
He told her, black folk don't even roll with you. And I told y'all then, do you realize what Rabbi Shmuley is saying? That white man is saying, baby, but I know, we already know the record, black folk don't rock with you, so I can just do you how I'm gonna do you. Ain't nobody gonna call me racist or nothing. I get to do you how I wanna do you. And he so did. He's like, black folk ain't coming to back you up. You don't have a people. You don't have a people to back.
I'm trying to tell y'all, it's the same thing that happened to Bill Cosby, bro. The motherfuckers, the fucking black community be waiting on the white folk to turn on y'all. And all you motherfuckers that be cooning and selling out buck dancing every time something pop off, we be waiting on white folk to do this to y'all. We think we gonna help you? No, we gonna laugh at you. We gonna cook you right along with the white folks.
You up. And the white folk ain't gonna go to war with me on your behalf. So baby, it's just you and me, and I'm just doing you how I'm gonna do you. Well, Brandon, hey bruh, this white man knows, nigga, you false flagging with this. You know he racist. He know he can double down. He's like, dude, black folk don't rock with you. He knows it. Jake Shields knows, man. You ain't got no black backup. There's not a single black person gonna come at me on behalf of Brandon Tatum. Jake Shields, that's what he's saying. There's not a single black person gonna come at him on behalf of Brandon Tatum.
I know it's got to be more than one clip. Let's get back to Flacco. We'll get back to this in a second. I know it's got to be more than one clip of Nick Fuentes or somebody else responding to it.
It contributed to you tearing down the mechanism that was in place to deter behaviors like this. It no longer exists, bro. So this screenshot means nothing. If you're confused or don't understand what I mean when I say Officer Tatum contributed to destroying the mechanism that was a deterrent for white folks disparaging black people by saying the N-word.
Meet Squibbler, the AI book writer that transforms your ideas into fully developed chapters. With pre-made templates.
I got you. Here's a post of Officer Tatum reposting a video of Lily Gallis. Lily is a self-proclaimed racist. She calls herself a racist. She says
here come the receipts, y'all, and that's what the coons don't be ready for. That's what the coons don't be ready for. Here come the receipts. Now look at this picture right here. This I remember this. This racist girl got caught out, and you defended her. That's all Officer Tatum do is defend white folks being racist.
Identifies as a racist, and it's a video of her saying the N-word. Officer Tatum reposted with the caption, "Was she wrong for using the N-word?" 2 question marks. But then the grift and the shit goes beyond just asking. No, he then begins to defend her for saying the N-word and attacking black folks for being offended by it. Here is Officer Tatum calling Mark Lamont Hill emotionally weak and selective outrage for being upset at Piers Morgan asking Lily Gallis to repeat saying the N-word. Right? So he is protecting Lily Gallis' right to say the N-word, okay? So he goes, Mark Lamont Hill crying over the N-word slur while using it himself and calling a fellow black man another slur is peak hypocrisy. The problem isn't a word, it's men like Mark. So the problem isn't Lily Gallis, who's a self-proclaimed racist, saying the N-word in an attempt to rage bait. This is the intention. It's the rage bait, and to also disparage black folks. She's a racist. She calls herself that. Is Mark Lamont Hill for reacting to her saying the N-word? Okay, the N-word doesn't bother me. It doesn't change
it doesn't,
my bank
huh?
account. All it is an ignorant person using an ignorant word.
Really?
Okay, cool. Now, Officer Tatum, if you guys remember, right, back in 2019, Officer Tatum, I'll be real, 2019, oh, he was bug dancing. Oh, he was bucking the job. Here is him from 2019. He says, let's talk about the word, the N-word.
Really?
All of your favorite rappers say the N-word 1,000 times and y'all cool with it. Let me tell you this. 99% of white people who buys rap music raps the word and say the N-word in private. I guarantee you. So quit acting brand new. Here is Tatum defending another non-black right to say the N-word. Here we go again with
He
the
got the
N-word
receipts.
standard. If Cardi B can say it, Cardi B can't say it. She shouldn't be allowed to say it.
Flacco got the receipts, Officer Tatum. Motherfuckers been waiting to chop your ass up.
Like Cardi B ain't black. All right? Gina Rodriguez can. Regardless of your opinion, you have to acknowledge the hypocrisy here, okay? You spent years tearing down black folks, attacking black folks who were offended at non-blacks saying the N-word. But when you get into a Twitter beef with Jake Shields, your long-term friend, your long-term ally, the first thing you do is try to expose that he has said the N-word. Newsflash, Tatum, he tweeted it publicly. You're not exposing him. You created the climate for people like Jake Shields to say the N-word without any consequences. That's on you, bro. And Jake Shield even acknowledges that. Jake Shield responds to Tatum thinking he had a trump card by exposing he said the hard ER. It's so poetic because it puts everything into context there. People like Tatum help move the needle all the way to the far right. And now they're trying to bring it back, but it's too late. You already left the right. Jake Shields acknowledges this, okay? Jake Shields says, nobody cares about racism anymore, Tatum. All right? Nobody can. Hey, and Tatum helped created this climate,
Yes,
bro.
it was his idea.
Right?
That's his
You can
ideology.
listen, the moment Shiloh Hendricks.
That's the funny part about this right here. Officer Tatum, this was your ideology. This is Jesse Lee Peterson's ideology. This is all of the sellouts' ideology, is that nobody cares about racism, it doesn't exist anymore, and all of that bullshit. So now when you hear a white person regurgitate your rhetoric right back to you after calling you a coon, or you seeing that they tweeted out the word nigga, that's on you, bro. I told y'all, I stopped getting mad at coons and sellouts, bro, because I realized I'm just smarter than them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt a whole lot better. But see, the thing about it was so many different coons that these white people would prop up. And they talk like they sound intelligent, and people follow them and really dig their shit. I be meeting people in real life that like dig his shit, and I be like, no, he's just a dumbass.
Got $700,000 from white folks. Yo, folks donated with their names on the donations, bro, to let you know that they don't give a damn what a black man thinks about them donating to a woman who called a black child who's disabled the hard ER. So he goes, nobody cares about racism anymore, Tatum, and I treat people the same regardless of race. You are just a rack.
A coon, just a coon.
Is which I call you a
coon. A coon.
I do think some races have more shitty people than others, but I'm not going to treat anyone bad because of race. Come on, bro.
That was racist as fuck right there. Hold on, listen, read that shit. That was racist as fuck what Jake Shields just said right there. Look at that second sentence, y'all. I do think some races have more shitty people than others. That's that racist shit. There's shitty people in all races. When you say that right there, you're letting you know you're racist, bro, period.
It's not our fight, people, okay? You can't even be offended, bro. This is not our fight. Officer Tatum created a climate for people like Jake Shields to be able to say the hard ER as many times as possible, and then on the other side of their mouth say, I'm not racist, I got black friends. I just think that more black people are more terrible than white folks, but I'm not racist. I just think that Black folks have more shitty people than any other race, but I'm not terrible. Fam, Tatum, this is what 10 years of bullying can get you, bro.
Right.
You get called the C word by multiple of your allies.
Multiple.
Listen, man, I have no sympathy or empathy for Officer Tatum.
Me either.
Whatsoever. All right, this ain't our fight, man. Let him deal with these people on his own. All right, now, if you want to start a YouTube channel and you don't want to be, I guess, as subservient to racists like Officer Tatum is, where he has to spew racist talking points to get views, then like click the link in my description. I pick one of my subscribers every month, and I do like a one-on-one coaching with you. It's completely free. I help you start a YouTube channel, or I help you grow on YouTube. How I grew on YouTube is my way of giving back. If you want to be a part of this or you want to get chosen, just like sign up and leave your contact, and I'll contact you.
That boy Flacco doing his goddamn thing. But let's get back to motherfucking Black Authority.
Man, Brandon was just he needed this moment. He done sold his soul all these years. He needed this moment to call out white supremacy. And the white supremacists told him, bro, you ain't got no people.
Right.
You're the textbook definition of a coon.
Right. Yeah.
What's Jason Black supposed to say? Well, that ain't quite right there, dude. I do not support you using that word. I don't have to support it. I also don't have to fight it. Yeah, Officer Tatum, I don't have to.
You've been waiting on this shit, bro.
But I don't have to help you out either. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not giving Jake Shields a pass. I'm just not gonna get in his way. Let the dogs have you. Let the dogs have you.
You let us down, Tatum.
Y'all see, I be trying. He was trying to go back in the crates.
Hey, long story short, Officer Tatum, you let us down, bro. You let us down, bro. You let us down, Famo.
By the way, Margaret Jeter, when I tell you you're going to have to call in, you're going to have to call in.
And
if you don't, make sure y'all put this page to the side.
They trolling them, y'all.
Zoom, if they don't call in, you know what we do. You get the boots.
They trolling.
Don't be scared now. Don't be scared now. Officer Tatum went back through the crates and had somebody go back through the crates. Old Jake said, while I despise Zionist Jews and blacks. What? While I despise Zionist Jews and blacks, there's nothing I loathe more than whites who do the bidding of the Jew. Those people betrayed both their nation and their race and need to be held accountable. Is this Jake Shields saying that he despises blacks? Damn sure is. And you didn't have a damn problem with it until he started talking about your raggedy, sloppy ass. He did not have a problem with it until you didn't have a problem with Jake Shields until he started sniping at you.
Right. Cook that nigga, Rex.
All of a sudden, you concerned about folk talking about black folk like a dog? All of a sudden? Yeah, when he comes at you. See, when you thought you were over there with your white wife and you were off in little fairy tale Never Land, and I have graduated out of black society. All it takes is one white man to bring a coon back down to earth. All it takes is a white man with a little name and a little notoriety, and that was it. Your damn balloon is deflated. That's all it takes, y'all. It didn't take tons of it. And Brandon is still smarting, y'all. Brandon is still smarting. Is this you, Jake? I say nigger all the time, you dumb Jew. Looks pretty racist to me. Brandon, it wasn't racist. It wasn't no racism before they started beating you down.
Right. Facts.
Brandon, you don't get to jump up on a random Tuesday and start talking about racism and screaming racism. Bro, you got to earn the right to do that. You don't get to sit up here and say racism doesn't exist and we got documentation. Racism don't exist. No systemic racism. Black folk are their own worst enemy. Black folk are the problem. And then as soon as they go at you, racism is racist. You know it's racist, right? You take a look at how Jake Shields responded. This was 9 hours ago, people. This was today. Nobody cares about racism anymore, Tatum. And I treat people the same regardless of race. You are just a coon, which is why I call you a coon.
Fuck.
I do think some races have more crappy people than others, but I'm not going to treat anyone bad because of race. Well, okay. All right. So in any case, yeah, buddy, the dude ain't backing down, and old Brandon thought, hey, look over here. Somebody didn't tell Brandon you not gonna be able to cook Jake, cause dude, you ain't got a barbecue pit nor a fork to cook him up with. You ain't got it. It's not happening. Yeah, buddy, old Brandon thought he was calling backup, people. He thought he was calling in for backup, calling all cars. Brandon Tatum talking about racism day after day, folks. Day after day. So Brandon didn't shake that off. Brandon didn't, well, you know, there are all kinds of ignorant people out there. They're just ignorant. I teach my kids, you just ignore ignorant people. He ain't ignoring Jake Shields. Jake Shields got real estate in the coon's head. I guess there's plenty of damn room. What? Plenty of real estate in there. Plenty of acreage between those ears. Yeah, buddy, old Brandon don't know what to do. Of course, Brandon is, stomping these. If you're trying to convince folks that Israel didn't pay you off, this is not the way to do it. So, yeah, buddy, old Brandon is upset. Brandon's mad, but he's mad about one thing, people. He thought he was going to be able to call in the troops. He thought he was going to be able to call in the troops and call in backup. He figured that if he, with an account as big as his and a following as big as his, if he calls somebody out and say racism, here it goes. Dude, nobody's listening to you. They're not going to listen to you talk about racism. You have already set the tone for your audience and anybody listening to you. You're not going to sit up here and tell them same white folk, oh, well, this is racist right here. You have been an apologist for white supremacy all this time. You have been a spokesperson and a propagandist for white supremacy all this time. You have provided aid and comfort to the white supremacist enemy all this time. And then when you get punched in the teeth, all of a sudden, well, you know, it's racism out there now. Y'all can't just do that. It's racism.
Man, I can't wait to hear have Tariq Nasheed spoke on this shit yet. I gotta go check out Tariq Nasheed. I know Tariq Nasheed was be all over this shit right here.
That ain't right. Hey, y'all, he being racist over here. So, yeah, Officer Bootlicking Tatum, he had no idea it was about to go down like this. He thought he had backup. He thought we were gonna come riding to the rescue. He thought he had a people who he was gonna be able to call on there. He really did think that he was gonna yell racism and all of us were gonna be like, regulators, mount up. He really did believe that's what it was gonna do. Once again,
if y'all don't know who Officer Tatum is, that's the dude that I put on camera that was crying when Charlie Kirk died. He was crying and muted his microphone so he can whip up some tears, man, for the white folks, bro.
Get taught a valuable lesson. You don't run anything. You don't run anything. And as a result, you don't have anybody that you are able to call for backup. Nobody's coming in. And the worst part for you is more humiliating because the white supremacists that you've been...
Right, black, they've been waiting on Tatum. I've been waiting on Tatum to fuck up. I've been waiting on Tatum to fuck up. I've been waiting on Jesse Lee Peterson to fuck up, too.
Schmoozing up with and booing up with all this damn time. They know it. You see, the issue with Coons is that they think that black folk are, quote, stuck on that pro-black stuff. They think black folk are stuck on that pro-black stuff. And here's the thing. Coons really do believe that they're smarter than the rest.
Yes. That's what I was talking about when I was talking about the Coons. We ever debated the Coons? Man, they think they smarter than us, bro. They think they know what the fuck they talking about, bro. And that's why the debate be so goddamn controversial when it's a coon and a person that's not a coon, that's black, that's debating, because the coon be so far right with the bullshit, bro. It's like, come on, man. You could get them pure proof of something, and they gonna make sure that they take the white folks side and make sure that they victimize the black person no matter what.
You ought to understand that. Coons really do believe that they're smarter than we are. They really do think that. They think that they know better. They think that they got it figured out and that the rest of us, they're going to put the right spin on it. So when you saw them out here back in the Charlie Kirk and whatnot, there's a reason why he really does think that, yeah, he can play both sides of the fence, and he really does believe that black folk don't have a core. And the reason that he thinks that is because he doesn't have a core. That's the real thing about it. Tatum ain't got one. He has no scruples. He has no core. He has no principles. He doesn't have any of those things. So you see, for him, it's very easy for him to lie to himself and think that everybody else is like him. See, when you sit up here and start looking down on black folk, then you do that because you're trying to tell yourself that you're better. And Officer Tatum and this absolutely ridiculous, embarrassing, humiliating experience he's had, this is the proof. Coons think they're better than the rest of us.
Facts. Don DeMarco.
They really do think that their coon status certifies I'm better than the rest of you Negroes. But they also tell themselves, I'm smarter. I can run rings around you. I can manipulate you better than white supremacy can. And then they actually try it. Then the moment of truth comes and they actually attempt to try it. Well, there's where things get bad for them when they attempt to try that. You see, you ain't been around us long enough for you to sit up here and be able to do something like that, dude. You ain't been around us long enough for that. You ain't been around us long enough for that. Not at all. It's not gonna work. You don't even know what the language is that you'd have to speak. You don't even know the language. You have no idea where you'd have to be able to start with that. You don't know how it goes. You see, dude, you don't get to just parachute in one day and talk about there racism there, you know. You know it's racism out there. You know that, right? Yeah, y'all, this is what happens when you are out of touch.
Facts.
This is what happens when you are ridiculously out of touch. When you get ridiculously out of touch, this is what happens. You jump around, you do dumb things, you get yourself in a bind, and then you tell yourself that you're so smart, and so special that don't worry, the rest of the niggers are just so dumb and so slow. The rest of you are so dumb and so slow. Well, don't worry. I'll take care of that. Okay. So just understand what you're dealing with there. Just understand that they think they're smart. Now, I would like to remind you all of something. I talked about Rabbi Shmuley there before, but there's some folks out there who understand that they kind of on their own.
I got to go see what Tariq.
Didn't I just mention Candace Owens? Didn't I just mention her? Well, don't worry. She is the gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
This was from earlier this week on her YouTube program. She was talking about the origins of the ADL and how it was started because there was a Jewish fellow who raped a white girl and he tried to blame it on the black man. And she's right. Everything she's about to say here is true. The only thing is, damn, Candace. Well, you know, you've never talked about like this before. You spent the previous decade attacking black folk left, right, and center. But, by the way, you ain't really talked like this. If you did, maybe things would have been a little bit different.
Well, because they put the organization together to defend a pedophile and a murderer. His name is Leo Frank. Leo Frank was an unbelievably wealthy Jewish factory owner down in Atlanta. And this is 1913. It's very relevant. You should know this happened in 1913. And this is the American South. You know what was going on there. And
no, Candace, we don't know what's going on there. Because people like you have denied it and never really talked about this. So no, we actually don't know what's going on there. You spent the last decade very, very ardently and reliably attacking black folks. So no, we actually don't know what happened. Maybe you can tell us about it because maybe that would give us some insights into, I don't know, systemic racism, historical racism. Maybe you'd like to talk about that, Candace, because no, we don't know what happened down there. Why don't you enlighten us? And then tell us that that's not systemic racism, and it must be relevant because you going back in the crates to talk about the ADL. Obviously, if Leo Frank is relevant to today, if Leo Frank is relevant to today with the ADL, then what was happening in Atlanta is relevant today for black folk. Y'all want to sit up here and pick and choose whenever it's about black folk, and ain't nothing wrong. Y'all need to get over that. But then they immediately turn around and tell you that something happened a century ago. Oh, it's still very, very relevant, yeah, for what they want. And then tell you something happening at the same time to you, and that doesn't matter. That ain't had no effect, right? You gotta shake that. Y'all always complaining and whining. Okay, then, Candace, why are you bringing this up then? So, no, Candace, we don't know. We don't know. We don't understand. We don't have a clue. No, we don't.
This happened in 1913. And
1913.
You know what was going on there. And Mary Fagan was a 13-year-old girl who worked at his pencil factory. She was found brutally raped. Okay, she's a Catholic girl, by the way. I want to say that. She was a young Catholic girl. And Leo Frank, even with all of his money, all of his connections, the best lawyers that money could buy, connections all the way to the Supreme Court, he was so guilty of what happened that despite the fact that he tried to pin it on a poor black janitor, even in the segregated South, where people were just like, hey, give us any reason and we will go lynch a black person.
What? Oh, please.
Yeah, y'all.
So I'm on Officer Tatum page right now, y'all. He just posted a video a few seconds ago. This motherfucker is not addressing this shit nowhere on his goddamn page, y'all. So I think he keeping this shit. He trying to keep it locked down on Twitter or something. Cause this motherfucker, let me check his wall. Ain't shit on here. He ain't addressing this shit at all. Yeah, he not addressing this shit at all.
All of a sudden, Candace is giving us the historical lecture here, and she's certainly discussing systemic historical racism. Is America a racist country? People, Candace Owens and Officer Tatum are the first folk been telling you forever that America is not a racist country, is not an historically racist country. And yet here she is describing historical, systemic racism. That she's shocked that this was, she's already shown you and illustrated that was an exception. Why, it was.
All right, so meanwhile, while the upper echelons of the black folks on social media is cooking Tatum, this is what he's doing. This is what he's doing.
That's one of the most terrible, heart-wrenching moments or things that I've ever seen in my life.
Charlie Kirk has been shot.
Yeah, there's people jockeying for the new spot. I think that's what we're seeing. And some people are doing it overtly and some people are doing it covertly. People are trying to find their identity to be the next Charlie Kirk or to absorb that audience that's hungry to hear something.
Let me just tell you what. We sourced these tumblers, and then we sourced it from a guy who's an American patriot. But bro, order, so just
the show. But it's been an even longer time since we've seen each other in person, and I'm wondering if you remember. I think I know the exact last time, and there's a reason I'm asking you up top. Can you jog your brain and see if you can figure it out? We've done a lot of.
My memory is so doggone bad, it's insane. So I don't have a clue, but I feel like it's been a long time, Dave.
It has been a long time. We've done plenty of events together over the years, but I think the last time I saw you or you saw me, and there's a reason I'm mentioning this, was at Candace Owens' wedding. And we were sat between you and your wife and Charlie Kirk and his then girlfriend Erica. And I thought that would be an interesting way to start the show today because obviously, to the backdrop of about 2 weeks since Charlie's assassination, everything's been kind of crazy. Candace has clearly gone in her own direction. How do you feel about generally, we'll get into all the political stuff and everything else, but how do you feel generally about what's going on in our space at the moment?
How do y'all feel about them saying that Charlie Kirk was assassinated? Is that the correct word for Charlie Kirk? I don't think Charlie Kirk was a worldwide political figure like that, bro. I'm sorry. I seriously don't think that Charlie Kirk was that big. So why aren't they attaching that word assassinated? That boy was shot.
And the personalities and obviously losing Charlie and just all the stuff that we're all kind of going through, just like you and I, we go through this stuff real time on camera. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, Dave, it's perplexing to me. I think I'm starting to lose my mind at how crazy all of this stuff is going. The conspiracies are out of control. The lack of support, love, and commitment, or I would say integrity as it relates to Charlie Kirk, his family, and TPUSA, the stuff that's being said is so inappropriate and so nonsensical to me. Out of just respect for Charlie's life and legacy, I don't understand why people are coming up with these conspiracies.
Are you looking to establish your business using...
The fuck is he talking about? Get to buck dancing, man. We need to see a show.
Coming after Turning Point USA, it's just mind-boggling to me. And I've never experienced anything like this and I haven't been doing this probably as long as you, Dave, but in the last, 6 years or 7 years of me doing content online, I've never seen anything so crazy. Also, my support of Israel, I'm a Zionist. People have their own opinions.
Here we go. This is where he fucked up at right here, y'all. This is where he pissed off all his white people right here. His supporting of Israel. This is when they started calling them coons, selling out, asking how much is Israel paying this coon.
Have to be a Zionist. You don't have to like Benjamin Netanyahu. I would never once go on somebody's page and accuse them of being paid by somebody to have an opinion. I don't go on people's page and talk about their opinions about.
They want you to stick to shucking and jiving and kissing white folks' ass and stay out of real political shit. Stick to throwing your black people under the bus, nigga. This is where you fucked up at. Once you start getting off into their motherfucking business, now they gonna call you a nigga.
Israel anyway. Yeah. Majority of what I do is defend myself. And to see people coming out against me, celebrities, people in my DMs, they're making the declaration that I'm getting paid. It's insane to me.
So tell me a little bit about your relationship with Charlie and just the human side that you've been dealing with for the last 2 weeks. Because you're right, I've tried to avoid a lot of that, the people using it for their own advantage and leaking text messages, all this horrible stuff. But you knew him quite well.
Yeah, I knew him pretty well. You know, Charlie to me was one of those guys, and most people have relationships with people like this where you don't text every single day, but you have that respect mutually, man to man, of when you need me, I'm here. If you ever need anything, you know I have your support. I'm fighting for you on my side. And we don't have to text every day. So I don't have a bunch of texters of me and Charlie going back and forth every day. But we had a really close relationship. There's never been a time that Charlie has ever reached out to me and asked me to do something for him or for Turning Point, and I never said no. He's the only person in the movement that I've never said no to, because I respect him. I loved him as a brother. He's always had my back, and I've always had his back. So we had a good relationship. So when he died, it was traumatizing for me instantaneously.
Right, of course.
I mean, I remember, I would never forget the moment that my team showed me, because what happened was Fox called me first. I had no idea that this had happened. Fox called me and they said, hey, we want you to come on the show. Can you come on now? Charlie just got shot. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I don't want to come on. I want nothing to do with your show right now until you tell me what you mean Charlie got shot. What are you saying to me? Is he okay? And my heart dropped. Now, I saw the video from a distance, and it looked like Charlie got shot in the shoulder, and he kind of leaned out to the side. And so I was very optimistic about it. I said, you know what? He got shot. He's probably going to recover. Everything's going to be okay. You know, Charlie's going to make it. We'll pray for him. And then, obviously, the horrific moment that I never saw, but my team saw first, was a close-up shot of what happened, and they literally gasped. And I said, don't show me. I don't even want to see it. I can't watch it. And I went on to do my show.
You're a former police officer, by the way, so it's not like you're unaccustomed to seeing some terrible stuff.
Well, I'll tell you this. That's one of the most terrible, heart-wrenching moments or things that I've ever seen in my life, even in law enforcement. And I've seen some of the craziest things that you've ever seen. But to see what happened to Charlie in front of the world was one of the worst things that I've ever seen. I could not imagine somebody being in person and having to deal with that. His security team, the video team that was literally watching it happen to him. I can't imagine that. And so I was horrified at what happened, and it really hurt me, man. I mean, on the show, the first time my wife ever seen me cry, ever, was when I cried because of the thought of Charlie losing his life, a young man who had a lot of promise, who was just a good dude. There's a lot of shady and
you let me down when you cry, bro.
Intentions in our movement, on our side and
what's
the
up,
others.
Juz?
And those go and act with ill intentions. They hate other people, and they project that hate on other people to get clout. Charlie wasn't that guy. If anything, I wanted him to go harder on certain topics with people, but he was a good guy. They went after a decent individual that's willing to bridge the gap with them, not somebody that's gonna want to take it the distance with violence. I mean, Charlie was a very peaceful guy. So watching it happen to him, knowing I couldn't
appreciate it, just
revenge for him. You know, that was my first thought, was like, I'm gonna go down there to Utah, and I'm not waiting for anybody to do. You can't do my friend like this and us not get revenge. But you know, the God in me said, Brandon, slow down a minute. That's not how we fight fire with fire. That's not how we fight fire with fire. Charlie Kirk wouldn't have wanted this. You need to compose yourself, be the voice of reason for the people at a time like this, and let's move forward and let's see how this thing pans out. But it was very heartbreaking for me, and to this day, I'm still confused. At times, you know, I have my moments where let's do it. I'm speaking all around the country. I'm fighting for Charlie's legacy. I'm fighting for Turning Point. But then there's times where I go, wait a minute. This really happened, man. Charlie's never coming back. And it's you know, it's hurtful at times.
My feeling on the right now is Trump created this unbelievably robust wide tent thing. I'm fighting very hard to hold it as much as possible. I think what he's done almost across the board has been phenomenal. But there's definitely a lot of pressures in that, and I think post Charlie, that now has added some weirdness to it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that the right is divided tremendously, and there's a fraction of the right that have come out as the stupidest, most ignorant folk I ever seen in my life. I'm shocked when I see certain people get online and say stuff, and I'm like,
imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want and watch it take shape.
Where have we gone? We used to be the party of dignity, respect, and actually abiding by truth. We have now devolved in part. I'm not saying all of us, I'm not saying most of us, but we have devolved in part where you have people that say Donald Trump is really the person who saved this country. We voted for him 3 times already. We believe in him. He's done all these tremendous things. But then you have people that say, now he's bought and paid for by Israel. Now he's a warmonger. Now he's evil. Now I don't trust him. He appointed Kesh Patel, Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, who we love. I've never had a problem with Dan Bongino. All of a sudden, because they don't give people the results that they want, because they bought into a conspiracy too deep, now they want to turn on them. I'm okay with saying, hey man, the information that's being disseminated is not good enough. That's fair. You guys dropped the ball with the binders and all that stuff. That's complete stupidity. Donald Trump is completely out of his mind when it comes to the way he presented the Epstein thing. Like, dude, he's tone deaf. It's okay to say that. But to say these people are corrupt and they're part of the deep state, I mean, what are we doing to our own side? We're cannibalizing the very people that have been fighting for the same movement that we've been fighting for over a decade. And I find it to be horrific. And the Jew thing is really what's causing a lot of it, which is weird, that a lot of the division is on the Israel thing. Dave, I didn't think it was a big deal, dude. I was like, it's common sense. A terrorist attacked them and they're fighting the terrorists. That's it. But then when I saw the fake videos come out, I began to get irate and I began to go hard against all the lies. But I've seen so many people on our side turn on me. I'm getting paid. I'm a shield.
No, you a coon. Tell him that. Why he not telling them? Take a look, y'all. He's already been called a coon. But he's not. Why won't you say it? Why won't you say what you were saying on Twitter right now?
They called me a
Oh, there you go. There you go. Got him.
They call me a coon.
You let me down. You let me down, bro.
Some dude, I don't want to say his name.
Say his name. Nick Fuentes and Jake Shields.
Never say this to me in person. Call me a monkey.
Ooh, somebody called you a monkey. We ain't catch that. We gotta find that, man. He called him a monkey. A monkey. You let me down, bro. You let me down, bro.
I mean, these are mainstream people saying.
Oh, look at bucket of eyes. That ain't gonna help you.
Stuff that they've never said online.
Look at him. Look at him. Why is his eyes bucking like that? Boy, look like Mo 3 right there.
In a racial manner because they hate Israel so much. So those things are causing a big rift. And I think Charlie's death is creating it too. You got the conspiracy side that think the government is in, Turning Point is in on it. And then you have reasonable people that's like, let the investigation unfold. Trust that in good faith.
Hold on. Big Demar, you seen this shit, man? They back cooking coons, bro. Hey, the coon hunt is back, Vic, man. You gotta come back, bro. We hunt coons again. Vic, we going coon hunting again, bro. This shit smoking, bro. Hold on, I gotta one. Look how he looking, bro. You let me down, bro.
I mean, these are mainstream people saying stuff that they've never said online. And some dude, I don't want to say his name, people on our side turn on me. I'm getting paid.
Who the fuck is our side, nigga? Hey, it's going down. It's going down, bro. I found the clip I was looking for.
I'm a shield. They call me a some dude, I don't want to say his name, which he'll never say this to me in person, call me a monkey.
Damn.
I mean, these are mainstream people saying stuff that they've never said online.
Look at his eyes. It's the eyes when he talk about the he's like a deer caught in headlights, bro. He didn't know, bro. Look at him, bro. He didn't know.
In a racial manner because they hate Israel so much. So
no, he still won't. Y'all heard him? He said it's because they hate Israel. No, they hate niggas, bro. And you're a nigga. He's still trying to blame the racism on Israel. No, bro. They don't like you. You a coon. You a sellout. You a monkey. It's like they called you.
Those things are causing a big rift. And I think Charlie's death is creating it too. You got the conspiracy side that think the government is in, Turning Point is in on it. And you have reasonable people that's like, let the investigation unfold. Trust that in good faith, something is going to come out. The defense is going to argue the same thing that naysayers are arguing, but they're going to argue it from a point of fact and evidence. So wait till it come out and make a judgment on it. But it's sad to say, but it's a lot of division going on our side.
You heard him, Vic? He said our side again.
Yeah, it's weird because in
the
some
motherfucker
ways,
said ice cream, B. That motherfucker said on our side. He keeps saying our side. Bro, why you think they said what they said to you? Because you're not on their side, sir. You ain't MAGA. You ain't MAGA, bro.
It's like Charlie.
You just one of the rustlers, bro.
He was kind of the
right, Dookie
the
bucking his eyes.
He was the fence that was stopping a lot of the crazy because he was able to talk to people on both sides, even on the right where little things popped up. He could kind of do a little dance on both, which I think you sort of said before. Sometimes people were frustrated with him because of that. You know, trying to be able, you wanted him to go harder on this or that or the other thing. So without him, it does feel like there's a missing piece of all this.
Yeah, there's people jockeying for the new spot. I think that's what we're seeing. And some people are doing it overtly and some people are doing it covertly or whatever case may be, but it's a jockeying, right? There's a vacuum and people are trying to find their identity to be the next Charlie Kirk or to absorb that audience that's hungry to hear something. That's why people are going to the conspiracy. I've seen people online that I've trusted for years. I've seen people in the military and they're saying that the lapel mic blew up and that's what killed Charlie. And it's like, why are you doing that? And then I look at their views, Dave. They got 1 million, 1.2, and before this, they had 25,000 views, 10,000 views, and I think that's kind of what's creating some of this.
And that's, by the way, that's why I always mention the bot thing or the click thing, the algorithm thing. That's part of it. It's definitely not all of it, as we said before. But it's interesting. Like at the end of the day, if you were someone and you were just like, oh, the crazier things I say, the more clicks and money I make, like. Almost everyone would do it. It's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would be immune to it in some sense. Like, now over the years, I've learned the game. I see how it plays out. But if you were just somebody that was kind of nominal, average YouTuber, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh, the lapel mic blew up 1 million views. You're gonna do it again the next day. It's nuts.
And these people don't need to prove anything.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing of conspiracies. You just throw out stuff to the wind and
fuck
say,
all that, man. I gotta go back.
They're gonna argue it from a point of fact, and it
was kind of the
getting to go hard against all the lies. But I've seen so many people on our side turn on me. I'm getting paid. I'm a shield.
Hold on, I'm clip farming right now, y'all. Cause I'm about to edit this and put this going everywhere, nigga. I'm putting this on all platforms right here, bro. This shit smoking right here, man. See, it was fun and dandy, right? When I was just getting the clips of them niggas cooking them, but him to get on the motherfucking screen and call it out, oh yeah, we gotta do this, nigga. I'm putting this shit everywhere, man. I'm selling these motherfuckers for $59.95. Officer Tatum let me down, bro. Hold on. I gotta I'm clip arming this shit right here. I'm clip arming this shit right here, family. This shit right here is smoking. All right, let's get to it, y'all. Hey, on another episode of You Let Me Down. You Let Me Down. We got Officer Tatum, man, that we've been cooning and buck dancing for 10 years. All right, saying that white racism and white supremacy does not exist, and now he has got his ninja wake-up call with multiple white supporters and friends of his are now calling him a coon and a negra, a negroid, negron, and all type of other monkeys and shit, all because he supports Israel. Let's get to it.
Then when I saw the fake videos come out, I began to get irate. It's really what's causing a lot of it, which is weird. That a lot of the division is on the Israel thing. Dave, I didn't think it was a big deal. I was like, it's common sense. A terrorist attacked them and they're fighting the terrorists. That's it. It's mine when it comes to the way he presented who we love thing. Like, dude, he's tone deaf. It's okay to been fighting for the same movement that people on our side turn on me. I'm getting paid. I'm a shield. They call me a some dude, I don't want to say his name, which he'll never say this to me in person, called me a monkey.
Hey! You let me down, bro. You let us down, bro. You let me down.
I mean, these are mainstream people saying
they go bucking their eyes.
Stuff that they've never said online in a racial manner because they hate Israel so much. So those things are causing a big rift. And I think Charlie's death is creating it too. You got the conspiracy side that think the government is in, Turning Point is in on it. And then you have reasonable people that's like, let the investigation unfold. Trust that in good faith, something is going to come out. The defense is going to argue the same thing that naysayers are arguing, but they're going to argue it from a point of fact and evidence. So wait till it come out and make a judgment on it. But it's sad to say, but it's a lot of division going on our side.
Yeah, it's weird because in some ways it's like Charlie was kind of the door messages from him. Why?
You can choose to raid the caravan.
Let's see if he's any more buck dancing at the end, y'all.
This is a game where
we got that boy, man.
That have political connotations, but I would never like. It's so psychotic.
Charlie says things to me at events. Now that a lot of stuff is coming out, that I was like, maybe he was hinting at. I wouldn't dare.
Yeah.
Even bring this up the day he died, the day after he died, at his funeral. The day the day the memorial happened, you have people sharing intimate conversations with him. It's like, right now, I got so many messages between me and him, but out of respect for that man's life and legacy, I don't need the clicks. I don't need the drama. I got my own platform and things that I'm pushing. I'd rather spend that time promoting Charlie's legacy. We literally spent the first 6 days that he had died.
Yeah,
or after
crying and shit, buck dancing and shit. Yeah, we gonna follow this though, because I know Tariq Nasheed is going live to cook this boy next, and I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna bring it to y'all as well, bro. This shit crazy, man. Y'all hit that thumbs up, man. Share this fucking video, man. Just throw it in one of the Facebook groups, man. They be talking about shit like this. I'm out. YJ the author on the motherfucking beat.